Hey people, into TeRRaN219 Argent Shelf Redux blue team. We've got Siegureboy, plays a plague champion, starts off range combat with the damage of a time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. Alongside Amp776 is a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some really good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And rounding off the blue team is DiesIrae27 as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander, lots of great manipulation and control abilities with some pretty killy offense as well. And red team, triple Imperial Guard. First up, Oddnerd is a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with a defensive refractor field. Alongside TeRRaN219 is an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons, a bit of support with her as well. And rounding off this red Imperial Guard team is Strum as a Lord General, fights range combat, begins with a retinue to help him out, awesome defense and support capabilities, and he can add to this retinue throughout the game for more abilities. Looks like this is the Steel Legion elite scheme. Kicking off mid against a Sorcerer. There's the Doom Bolts, no attempt to dodge it, got hit pretty badly there. Now he should be able to pick off models in melee combat. Sentinel doesn't have the stomp yet, there it is, so could not stop the Sorcerer chasing. Lord General meanwhile trying to force melee combat on the CSM so they can't fire those bolters, and manages to in fact force them off. These guards are being chased down. Good thing they retreated, might have lost the entire squad to that Doom Bolts, but the Sorcerer did well. Look how much XP he got, almost half a bar from a single engagement fighting a single squad. Orks in retreat path, absolutely decimating a bunch of guards when TeRRaN had 3 squads, now he's down to 2. Sluggers now shooting up this multi-laser turret, or I should whacking up this multi-laser turret alongside the shooters who were shooting it, and that's a really bad opening engagement for TeRRaN. Meanwhile, west side, it's Oddnerd doing a lot better for his team, holding the VP against the Plague Champion who has double heretics, one of them with grenade launchers, in fact double grenade launchers up. So he's going to need to rely on something other than Doom Blast to keep that Commissar Lord in check, because if he gets his power sword up, starts weighing into those CSM, he can do some real damage. Havocs perhaps, which will most likely be countered by spotters, but we'll see. Sentinel backing away, taking a lot of damage on this guy. Needs some repairs. Meanwhile, mid blue team should have pushed on, I think. Should have pushed on a little bit, maybe try and harass the gens, or the node as it is. Triple gens here. Really good pushback by Siegureboy. Just decimating those guardsmen with double grenade launchers. That is really painful. And it's the Commissar Lord who's chasing down the CSM with his default weapon. Has a really good side arm, that auto pistol, getting shots on them, and he takes a model. 447 500, a 2-to-1 cap for the red team, but this west side you expect to be taken by Siegureboy, giving them the 2-to-1, and it's up to the blue team to keep the pressure on the mid. We have an Orky turret up. Very, very rarely see these things. That's the Mekboy turret. Does not suppress, but does do piercing damage. We'll see how it goes. Generally seen as a little bit lackluster. I think it costs 20 power or 15 power to get up. We'll see how it does. The Inquisitor with her Holy Brazier, awesome piece of war gear. Holy Pyre and a power melee weapon. 430, 500. There is the Holy Pyre. Damage over time to all this stuff, and it's debuffing the damage that it does. In the next update you'll actually see a red debuff circle on the units affected, so it's a bit more clear that they're debuffed, because I wasn't clear on that until recently. 430, 492. Down goes the Plague Champion. No, saved by a grenade barrage, I think. He's going to get away. I don't think he's going to get away. Nice attempt, but it does go down. Brave Heretics trying to save their champion there. CSM already back at base. Yes, we have double CSM, in fact. Double CSM, double Heretics can be pretty nasty, especially with double grenade launchers, because that means you can barrage, set up teams, and do a huge amount of damage per volley from both squads. Stormboy's on the field for Amp. He's lost one of his... He's lost his sluggers, in fact. DiesIrae has some Havocs, as we saw earlier. And it's Catachans for both TeRRaN and Strum. Oddnerd on the west side has a heavy weapon squad who for some reason are capping and not setting up. The Inquisitors on her way to level 2. What about the other commanders? Mekboy with a death gun also on the way to level 2. Plague Champion down, of course. Going to be tough to revive him from there. Amp could maybe teleport over and do so. Double Catechins are up. Very versatile infantry. Can lay bombs, can disrupt, can counter melee, can fight pretty damn well. Just with their basic attacks too. Here are the Storm Boys. Jump troops for Orks. With power melee weapons makes them incredibly dangerous against heavy infantry in tier 1. But the only heavy infantry for Imperial Guard in tier 1 is actually the Sentinel. 430, 424. Heavy infantry in terms of the armor it has anyway. It's obviously not a piece of infantry. Heavy weapon squad is set up. He's going to get grenaded in the face, I would think. But he does have that refractor field that he can get for the heavy weapon squad that prevents knockdown. Incredibly useful for a setup team. Death Gun is teleported ahead on the Mekboy to suppress things. Here comes a little bit of a flank though from the Imperial Guard, forcing off Storm Boys. Catechins really helping out there. They will really help to control those. Here's the turret doing its thing. In those big bursts, as you can see, peeling off models. See what kind of damage it does to these Catechins. Not a huge amount. I'm not sure if the damage scales to proximity like other turrets. Well, like the suppression turrets in a way. And they're forced off and eventually, well, the turret did something. Havocs under Holy Pyre will push forward, not back off. Aggressive play from DiesIrae. Amp is floating like crazy. Almost 1300 rec, almost 200 power. You need to go tier 2, lad. Siegureboy with double blood crushes. I've tried this recently. It was a lot of fun. 383, 424. And that'd be tricky to say the least for Oddnerd to deal with. He can get a las cannon, can get missile launcher for his sentinel as well. And in fact, he has it queued up for tier 2. Blood crushers do have a relatively long production time, so you can't get double blood crushers up very quickly. 3/4 of the way there. Looks like he's waiting for his second blood crusher to come out, and a bit of a stalemate mid. Not a lot of action, just little flourishes of engagements. Here's some Zinch worship infiltrating those havocs for DiesIrae. Sorcerer pushing up the eastern flank with his CSM to try and have a look at the power, maybe tickle it a little bit, draw the red team over there, but they're going all west. Are they tripling the west side? Looks like they're doubling it maybe, or they're just trying to flank around, not sure. 353, 424. Here are the double blood crushers. They are demons with vehicle armor, basically a bloodletter riding a juggernaut, which is pretty damn cool. Okay, shooter DPS versus the destruction of Catechins and a sentinel to soak up damage. They are forced off. Got caught there a little bit, the Orc player. He goes tier 2 very, very late. Looks like he's already purchased something. Queued up for tier 2. TeRRaN219 with stormtroopers on the way. There's a war truck for Amp, which will help support DiesIrae. When you're fighting alongside a Chaos player, it's always very, very good to try and get out a support vehicle for infield reinforcement, because Chaos can't do that. They have so much upfront damage and power. They don't have that infield reinforcement support, especially mobile reinforcement. You can get the Nurgle Shrine, but if you can... Oh, he scuttles the turret. If you can get a Razorback supporting double Makojin CSM or something, it's really, really painful. Blood Crusher is going off the power here. Siegureboy forcing off the Imperial Guard stuff. I think he wants a revive if possible. Amp is far off the field though, back at base. Chimera on the field, as you can see from Strum. Double Catechins in fact for Eternal. Did not even notice that. Or TeRRaN, sorry. And Assault Kit Stormtroopers. Maybe get some nasty grenades on those Storm Boys when they jump in. Ogrin's on the field for Oddnerd. Getting the Bonehead leader. Such an expensive squad. 90 power, those guys. 90. And then you have to pay 25 power for the Bonehead. They are super heavy infantry and they do have heavy melee damage. We'll see how they do. There's a Nurgle Shrine on the west side for Siegureboy. That only heals infantry though, so it won't heal those blood crushes. It's now being worshipped, but you need to do regular worship to heal up those blood crushers. Picking off mid, looks like. Lots of Daka. There's a Marco Zinch Dreadnought. Makes short work of the Sentinel. Does he have Marco Zinch CSM? Does not. Suppression from the Death Gun. Chimera charging forward a little bit to provide that reinforcement. Catachans infiltrating because they're idle. There's that frenzied barrage, pretty damn painful, but none of the stuff gets suppressed because of this carapace armor. Oh, creeping barrage here. 302422. Sorcerer running into trouble, serious trouble, and goes down. Neither side really wanting to engage, are they? Tank busters for Amp, and it's tier 3 for Siegureboy and Amp. And they're the first to go. Oddnerd floating tons of wreck. Haven't seen much in the way of power harassment from either team, really. We saw those blood crushers go after the power. Not sure what they did to it. Also, they didn't quite get the node down. 302422 still with the 1-to-1. Ogrins for Oddnerd. Going to go up against those blood crushers, and they will tear them apart. Blood crushers do not have melee resistance. So the Ogrins will deal with them quite handily, I would think. Oh, and an autocannon on the heavy weapons squad. We might. We do also see the Xenos Power Claw for the Commissar, so he can take big chunks of health of them too. Plague Champion, meanwhile, with the Plague Fist, can use Pestilence Strike to support his army with some damage resistance and then run into combat. It's a really good way to use the Fist. You can also use it on melee squads to just stun them and smack them around. Lots of dead guardsmen here. And TeRRaN lost one of his Catachans, I think. 302422. Manticore on the field for Strum. Wanted to be a little bit careful with it. They've retained their VP, that's the main thing. They are getting power bashed though, very slowly. I'm not sure why they're not committing to the power bash. I hear something being built, do I? No. That's the Inquisitor down. Kicking off on the west side. Ogrin's moving in, being suppressed by that Nurgle Shrine. It really is an awesome shrine. And there's the demonic roar from the Blood Crusher. One of the Blood Crushers forced off was really far down. And Ogrin's getting smacked around here. Plasma Gun Guardsman trying to do something. And Sentinel Missile Launcher getting cracked missiles in. Big chunks of damage to that Blood Crusher. Blood Crusher only has 600 hit points on a melee vehicle. Is not too tough. Does make up for it though with the great benefit from worship, but he needs to bring his heretics up. He's not doing so. It's going to be a big mistake because he loses the Blood Crusher here. CSM, Marco Zinch CSM, wow, tear apart what remained of the Sentinel with their Inferno Bolts. And a decent engagement for Siegureboy. He's in tier 3. One of his Blood Crushers is alive. A lot of bleed on the Ogrins and took down the Sentinel, so he's looking okay over there. 250-422. Boombolts going in. They need to deal with this Chimera though. They've got double tank busters and what is this? It's an autocannon and a Marco Zinch Dreadnought. They should have enough to take it down. And that's not being aggressive here. More Stormtroopers on the way for Strum. TeRRaN already has double assault kit. And they need something to deal with this Dreadnought. They have pretty much nothing so far. Do they have the... No, still has the Holy Brazier. No Inferno Pistol there. And no melter guns for the Lord General. He's got the sniper rifle out. Ogrin's moving in. Leading a line, trying to draw fire. Allow these plasma gun guardsmen to do their damage. Autocannon also bringing up the rear. Maybe it's time to get the Aura of Discipline for the Commissar Lord. It's awesome to support Ogrins. Really is fantastic. But they're running in without it. Mines dropped in. 245405. Siegureboy might want to purchase an Aspiring Champion now to detect those mines. He's going to get his shrine busted open. And he was able to push back a lot easier than I thought. He has double Marco Zinch CSM. I thought they'd tear apart the Ogrins, but I guess not. He needs to get the fitted armor or something for his Plague Champion to slow those Ogrins down. He has nothing at the moment to slow their advance. 388 I should say. Manticore Strike demolishing a war truck. But the Marco Zinch Dreadnought lives. Level 3 this guy. 10 hit points with that missile launcher is not bad at all. Lord level general level 4. Inquisitor still down level 2. Very static mid. If you're not going to push mid, go west side and do something. What is this? 241 388. Are they eventually doing something? DiesIrae with Rotterborg 5 Vestments of the War might be coming over to help out Siegureboy. It looks like he is. Ogren's pretty low here. Does he have something to detect the mines? No, does not. What is this? Terminators? Yes, Terminators from Siegureboy. Running into mines though. He's spotted some CSM and forces them off. Can they push against Oddnerd 2-1? It's about time. He's been sitting doing pretty much nothing in the middle. Steel Passage Dreadnought here to keep the pressure up, and all of Amp stuff, who has some flash kits with blasters. Oh, there's a Rocks. Painful. Global nuke for the Orks. One of the best nukes hands down at just outright destroying stuff. But he's still not pushing forward. He's not going for the decap or anything. Why is he not? Because of this? It's a las cannon. Decap the VP. Here we go. 198388. And now it's Oddnerd coming to the center. Manticore strike. Maybe that's what he's afraid of. Get the feeling he could have pushed the Dreadnought up and taken out that Manticore. Of course he doesn't know it's there, but he knows it's somewhere. Go after it, look for it. And even use warp from your Sorcerer to get out of trouble again. 185388. Warp fire goes off. Sorcerer levels to 5 but does go down. Ogren's now chasing Havocs. Wait, level 4 Havocs. Wow. Must have killed a hell of a lot of stuff with that autocannon. Dreadnought might want to be a little bit careful. There's a las cannon, needs to move up. Refractor field on the way for those guardsmen, and the Mekboy forced to retreat is almost level 4. Meanwhile, west side is turning blue. Siegureboy, does he have any more war gear? He does have the mucus discharge. Is he going to get claws to rip those Ogrins to shreds, or just rely on autocannon? 167388. Probably a good idea to get the autocannon, assuming the Imperial Guard even get to tier 3 and get some Lehman Russes and stuff going. Blue team be very passive here. They could have sealed this game, I think. 167381. They're behind in VPs because they just haven't moved from the mid. Should have been supporting Siegureboy a lot earlier, or pushing this VP with a lot more venom. They've done neither. And they're letting red team creep back into this game. Flash kits with those blasters. Oh, disrupted by Catachans. Manticore strike. Almost wipes those CSM. Got a couple of good hits on the Terminators also. Inquisitor's back on her feet, and Inquisitor can do some very nasty things to Terminators with her roots and Manticore strikes and stuff. Really bad. Ogren's coming in. Where are they going? Oh, they're trying to chase down this heretic aspiring champion with their Ripper guns. Don't think they're going to do it. Now they can get some CSM in retreat. Smack. Couldn't get a model though. And neither can the Commissar. Ouch. Power fist from the Terminators. Wow. Just squishing them as they retreat out. Blood Crusher might be able to chase this guy into base. CSM should be forcing melee combat, but they don't do so. And the Ogren gets away. Well, no, doesn't get away. Inferno Bolt's finishing it on retreat. Looking pretty bad for Oddnerd. Replaces his Ogrins. That is incredibly brave. Incredibly brave. Marquisite Dreadnought now level 4. But goes down to a las cannon. There's a Manticore. That could finish off those Terminators, but doesn't target them at all. Terminators are still going to go down. Why is he not moving them off? Just about teleports away with 20 hit points. Not even that, I don't think. 167317. Very strange play by a blue team. Is DiesIrae, is he somewhere else? No, I thought it was maybe on the west side. That's why I wasn't watching his Terminators. Don't know why he let them take so much damage. He obviously felt he couldn't get his Dreadnought out. There's the Manticore right there. 2 on the field at the moment. 1 from Oddnerd, 1 from Strum. Meanwhile, mid. Lots of shooting. There's tank busters, there's a death gun, there's an autocannon, and there is a creeper barrage from the Lord General. Really nicely hit as well. They're all reinforcing off that war truck though. Great purchase. On this map, those support vehicles can be superb. Keep you in the field and prevent you from that massive retreat back to base. Really are helping out here. 147, 317. I can't believe the Chimera never went down. With all of the AV that blue team had, and still have, they have double tank busters still. Don't have the Marco Z Dreadnought anymore. Hell Fury on the flash kits taking a model. They're reinforcing though off the war truck. West side looking very blue. Just hanging out outside the power there. 144, 316. Blue team just refusing to push against this VP. I don't know why they're not pushing whatsoever. Is it the Manticore? Are they that afraid of the Manticore? Sorcerer goes in all by himself and gets owned. Eventually the Orks moving in and getting owned. Took way too long. He had a Dreadnought, he had loads of stuff to push. 144, 299. Where are those Terminators at? Of DiesIrae, they're coming back up. Phobos on the way for Siegureboy. Looks like he has that west side done up for now. Here comes Oddnerd with his second Ogrin squad, and he has that Manticore also coming back out of base. Blood Crusher has gone down. Phobos almost halfway done. Red team need a plan. Look at the map, it's very, very blue. There's no way they should be able to get back into this game. Plague Marines on the way for DiesIrae. Solid choice at this stage, I think. Strum with some Kasrkin, and Stormtroopers on the way for Oddnerd, who goes back west side. Siegureboy has made the mistake of bringing absolutely everything away from the west side, leaving it completely open. It's going to just be capped. Is he going back? He's got Lightning Claw Terminators. Nope, he's pointlessly sitting here. He's got to move. What's he doing? 144, 264. Eventually. Yes, here he goes. Kind of. These guys are really fascinated by this power node. Okay, he's moving. He's moving. Red team just camping their VP, and why not? Blue team doing a superbly poor job in overall strategy here. Not supporting the west side when they should have. Not pushing the mid when they should have. Are they going to win this game? 135, 264. It's a 2-1 against them right now. And Oddnerd has had time to set up his lines. There's the Pestilent Strike. But there's a Manticore that will knock the Plague Champion off the cap, I think. Not before he decaps. And Ogrin is now moving in. CSM in retreat. Here comes the Phobos. There are the Terminators, and they're going to go straight for those Ogrins, I think, if they get close. Phobos does not have any support capabilities. Does have a whole bunch of massive twin-hit las cannons, though. Terminators, for some reason, have got inside the Land Raider. There's the Dirge Cluster. Why are they not getting out and fighting? There we go. Lightning Claw Terminators eat Ogrins for breakfast. Look how quickly they die. Wow. And a full retreat from Oddnerd. He spotted the Noxious Cloud really early and does get away. And now this autocannon is going to wish it wasn't born. Oh, gets away though. Does get away. He's to cap this west side quickly. Flash kits with their blasters. Maybe we should have kept the snaz guns versus all this Imperial Guard, but we'll see. If you can get some big shots on those blobs of guardsmen will be good. More Manticores. Almost wipes out those flash kits, gets a big shot on the other stuff and does wipe out the war truck. Did he not see? Why did he not move whatsoever? Did he not see them? Where was he looking? Okay, Siegureboy is taking the west side. Lumen Russ on the field for Strum. battle wagon on the field for Amp. And a Chaos Predator for DiesIrae. Maybe they will finally push something. Here comes a battle wagon. Orks loaded in there. Every gun firing. There's the big zap gun shot. Is it going to hit terrain? Oh no, it goes in the right place. But they all retreated anyway. I think, yeah, maybe Havocs would have been better than the tank against that Lehman Russ. Maybe, we'll see. Battle wagon's getting absolutely owned here. Las cannon on rear armor is going to go down. Going to be chased down by the Lehman Russ. Really sloppy play from Amp. He's going to lose his entire army here. Yeah. I mean, this is just sloppy. Really sloppy from blue team. The whole game. They should not be behind on VPs here. They've got the 2-1. Now at this point, they should actually not be pushing mid because they've got inferior armies. The time for pushing mid has passed. They need to defend what they have. Got to take out Lehman Russ. That's a good nuke. Whole bunch of guards, and look at the amount of infantry though. 126, 226. 100 VPs to make up. They're going to lose their Chaos Predator for sure. That was a crack grenade, which has disabled the weapons, as you can see. And here comes the Commissar with a rear armor smack from the Xenos Power Core. Amp got absolutely decimated. DiesIrae still has a solid army. If he can keep his Plague Marines alive. 45 hit points, 37, 16. Oh, it doesn't keep them alive. That's a big blow. Amp only has Flash Kits, level 3 though, and level 2 Storm Boys. Out of everything he has, the Storm Boys survive. Notorious for their bleed. Oh, Phobos coming mid though. Siegureboy at least seems to be alive to the situation and comes mid decisively. They need some decisive action here. Manticore Strike on the Phobos. Hits every missile, I think. I don't think the last one hit, but look how quickly the Phobos is going to go down here. One more shot and it does go down. Wow. It was decisive until everything turned around and shot him down. The Dark Flames. Auto cannon getting shots. Flash Kits getting shots. Lots of area of effect death. Took out a squad, in fact. Stormtroopers with a anti-armor kit getting absolutely decimated. Wow. Some really quick losses there for red teamers. Turn this around completely. They lost a bunch of stuff right at the end of that. 126, 172. It's going to be close. If red team can have a decisive engagement, force them off, then go and take the west side. This might be their game. Another war trapping away for Amp. They have done well. There's an Imperial Abyss, but from one of the Chaos players. Does a good job forcing things to retreat, if nothing else. Did it wipe out the Ogrins? It did. So that's a good nuke. DiesIrae with almost level 7 Sorcerer. Terminators have been very strangely split up here. Needs to move them. He teleports them and loses the model. Have they been able to decap this VP once at all, ever? Got a Knob Squad, that should do it. Getting their U-Jammers first. Oh no, they have a Knob Leader first. Oh, red team are taking the west side though. They have the 2-1 again. Another Phobos for Siegureboy. And a Baneblade for TeRRaN. That could be decisive. Knob Squad will be on it though. And the Mekboy does have the Beamy Death Gun, so we'll see how that Baneblade does. They need a detector here, because everything's just running into the mines. Do they have a detector? I'm not sure what's spotting those mines right now. Are the Flash Kits detectors? They don't have the icon for it. 111, 153. Stormboys don't have their Knob Leader. Wow, Knob's getting absolutely wrecked. But they pop Frenzy and they go after the Baneblade. But how much support does that Baneblade have? Looks like it has enough. Knob Squad forced to retreat. Meanwhile, west side is turning blue, I think. Stormboys somehow getting away. No, they don't get away. Shot down as they do so. They're not pushing together at all here. Just mindlessly sending things in. Okay, there's no need to push. Stop pushing. Just keep Siegureboy on the west side. Amp needs to float around this area so he can support the west side if they double it. Otherwise, you've got the 2-to-1. Just defend your VP. If they bring the Baneblade up, then punish them for it. 111, 135. More truck there. The third one. More tank busters on the way. Had 2 before. Lehman Russ for Strum is still around. Oddnerd with tons of red. We could see a decisive rocket run. Could be deciding. Siegureboy has wrapped up the west side with his second Phobos. Still has those Lightning Claw Terminators. Yes, they are back at base. Reinforcing. The Plague Champion himself, almost level 3 with the Plague Fist, which is a great capping tool and could be vital. Yeah, red team need to do something. They can't just sit at their VP now. They need to send something west side. Maybe send the Baneblade west side, because it will outshoot the Phobos. And there's not a whole lot else that Siegureboy can do to it. He's got Lightning Claw Terminators, not autocannon. Chaos Predator for DiesIrae with Marco Zinch. Big lull in the action here. They've got to do something. They're just going to let the VPs tick down. Strum calling for urgency here. Yep, big power float for the red team. Look at this power float. They never got bashed whatsoever, I don't think. Knob Squad leading a charge, getting suppressed by the Baneblades twin-linked heavy bolters. Wow, tank busters got decimated. Can they push against this VP and take it? They might be able to hit. Just scared of the Knob Squad, I think, who are just standing there taking shots. Going to eat a Demolisher Cannon if they're not careful. In fact, it was the Inquisitor that ate it. She has Bergatas and Liber Heresius dealing with the Knob Squad well, and she hasn't even had to get Excruciators or anything. Look at this, Siegureboy flanking inwards again. He's keeping the Phobos on the west side though this time. Here come Ogrins. Why are you backing away? You have Lightning Claw Terminators. There we go. That's a rocket run, I think. Yes, it is. Almost finishes off the tank. 3 hit points. That was pretty damn unlucky. Did he finish off the Terminators? No, they live. Lightning Claw Terminators tearing the Ogrins apart. Took a model before they were forced off. 108.66. Baneblade needs to maybe support this VP. They have the 2-to-1. 104.66. Blue team just played this so badly. They really have. They were in such a strong position and they just sat there. Didn't support the west side, didn't push the mid, they did nothing. And this is what happens. Imperial Guard hold back, now they have a Baneblade, and what are you going to do about it? More heretics now for DiesIrae to try and repair his tank. If it even lives that long. Terminators might get shot down here. There's a Plasma Guardsman alongside them. And they are going to get shot down, I think. And that's some Kashyyykin with grenade launchers. Down goes the tank. Terminators with 43 hit points are taking down as well. Big losses for DiesIrae. Siegureboy has the west side. But can they get their natural back? Looks like they are. At least going to decap it here. It's going to be so close. Much closer than it should have been. 69-66. Kashyyykin at level 3 must have done really well with those grenade launchers. They actually do knock down every hit, as you can see on the tooltip there. So it might be a good tool to use versus Knobs. One squad with grenade launchers, one squad with plasma guns for damage maybe, if you don't have any other way to control them. Flash kits, level 4 flash kits are going to get torn apart. No, they don't. I thought the Commissar was going to get one more hit, but he actually turned to use the Emperor's Wrath instead. 67-66, there is a Noxious Cloud. Siegureboy, recognizing the threat, comes mid to support his allies. Baneblade showing rear armor. Demon Russ is level 2. 67-66. Who's going to take this VP? Bergatas goes off. Something got torn to shreds. I think it was Heretics. DiesIrae down to just double CSM now. He had a really bad few minutes there. Double Marcozine CSM. What can they do? Not a lot to this Leman Russ. There you see the Plague Champion using Pestilent Strike to support this stuff. Is it going to stop the Manticore hurting them though? Yes, it does. Oh, wears off just as that one hit, I think. No, it's still there. Wow. I guess maybe it doesn't apply to Manticore Strike, so it just wasn't enough. It just is still one-shot those heretics. 67-66. Down goes the Sorcerer. Mines dropped in. Blue team cannot get their natural back, and it's still the 1-to-1. Do red team have something to quickly send over here? Something out of Oddnerd's base, surely. Send the Ogres down there. Phobos is going towards the west side again. Blue team are not capping. They're just getting shot down. How many Manticores is it now? It's 2, and they have pushed up, able to shoot on that VP at will. Bit of an odd one from DiesIrae, maybe trying to stretch the play here, going up the east side. But there are those grenade launchers weighing in, and it's forced off. Melter Gun, Lord General, level 10. Still 1-to-1 cap. Blue team unable to get their natural. Red team doing nothing to capture the west side. What is Oddnerd doing? Go west! Not sure what he's doing. Level 1 Stormtroopers. Forced off. These flash kids still around. Lucky to be so. There's a Rocks. Can they take out the Leman Russ with it? Gonna be a big ask. No, they don't. One of the big Rocks hit, but that was it. Baneblade sitting pretty there. Able to demolish a cannon. Anything that tries to cap this. And there's a Manticore Strike on the Plague Champion, I should say. Not enough to knock him off the cap though, somehow. Oh, it does knock him off the cap. Demolish a cannon a bit late, but knocks him down regardless. Tank Busters decimated yet again. There's another squad. And they get Manticore to the face. Yeah. Blue team, I think, are going to lose this. They were just so passive. The 2 mid players were so passive early on, or kind of midway through tier 2. They really should have pushed against the Manticores, at least tried to. I mean, it's easy for me to say that watching the game, but when they had that Chaos Dreadnought and the double tank busters and everything else, it seemed like they was in such a good position to push and bash power and do stuff, but they just didn't do it. Blue team still have west. So now it's red team with the misplays, not sending anything over there. Some Kashyyyk for TeRRaN with plasma guns. Huge amount of DPS from those guys. Here comes the Phobos. And Lightning Claw terminates. And Tank Busters getting in there. Tank Buster barrage. Can they finish off this Baneblade? For some reason it is not moving. It's going to get shot down, I think. Now it starts moving. Plague Champion there getting rear armor hits with a Plague Fist. Still the 1-to-1 cap on 67-66. Still. Execution of Leman Russ. Another Baneblade. This one from Strum. Phobos might eat some Manticore Strikes. Blue team are finally taking their VP back. But for how long? Down goes the Baneblade. Phobos did well. Did really well. Some Noise Marines late game for Siegureboy, maybe to get a Blastmaster and cover that west side. There's those double Manticores. Leman Russ goes down, foolishly trying to chase the Phobos for some reason. There's the 2-to-1 for blue. Can they hold on? 67-60. War Truck is there, providing reinforcements. Able to reinforce Chaos Terminators, as you can see. How big is that War Truck? Who's in there? Leman Russ dropped in by Strum. Red team seem like they're running out of ideas. Oh no, they're not. They're taking the west side with Ogrins, thanks to Oddnerd. And some more Kashyyyk for TeRRaN. There's an Abyss. Not quite hitting directly on the vehicles, but I'm sure it killed a bunch of guards and stuff. Rocket run. That was the second run, I think. And they are pushing the VP here, red team. Double Leman Russes and a Baneblade. All from Strum. They need a bunker and stuff. Where's the repair bunker? Dropped in. Plague Marines for DiesIrae's got double Plague Marines. Good choice late on, but the Lord General is capping 60, 42, and they might get a triple hit. It's Ogrins against CSM and Heretics. For some reason they are fighting the Heretics and not tying up those very dangerous CSM. They might wipe the Heretics though. No, not quite. Ouch. Blastmaster gets good shot in at close range. Ogren's doing a valiant job, but they are going to be forced off eventually. Not before they wipe out those Noise Marines though. Wow. Triple cap for red team. They're going to win this now. Yeah, they're definitely going to win this. No way they're going to take the west side and their natural back. And red team are going to win it. And that's what happens when you don't push your advantage sometimes, especially in team games. Wow. Not the highest level game ever. Lots of misplays. Amp really struggled to preserve his units kind of mid tier 2 onwards. Siegureboy did well on the west side, but had to keep coming in and supporting after Amp just lost stuff over and over again, and then DiesIrae had that bad engagement late game. Red team just camped their VP until they had the big guns and then rolled forward. There's nothing the blue team could do about it. They were in such a strong position. Kind of frustrating to watch. But there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.